This game is What Remains of Edith Finch. I'm Sky Knight of the XP Billionaires, and I'm going to be playing through this. Now, this game is available for free right now for PS Plus subscribers. So it's a good opportunity to see if this is something you might be interested in putting into your library, your PlayStation library. So we should enjoy this very, very much, I think. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I am hopeful. See, we've got a couple of people in. We'll be starting at 7 o'clock. I just came in a little bit early in case we had audio problems. I haven't streamed on the PS4 for a while, and I think this is actually only my second time thus far. Otherwise, I've been streaming on PCs, so. But we're almost there. So I'll be keeping an eye on the chat as we play through. This is an adventure game, so I'm not expecting me to have to do anything too reflexes or action oriented, though I am going in fairly blind here. So this is all going to be honest, first time reactions from me. Alright. So I think we'll just get started. Alright. The options here. Okay. So we have Edith's family tree there. Alright. Do we... So that seems to be... I see, okay. Oh, I see. It's the triggers, I believe.
A lot of this
there we
isn't
go.
going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay, this seems to be first person. I told you, I'm going in completely blind. Whatever that is
I
off.
lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
This place is pretty.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
There seems to be two paths here. What's down here? I don't know if I've gone off the beaten track here, but this is very dark. Was I supposed to be able to come down here? I mean, it's very pretty. Though I am finding it kind of dark, so I'm just going to take 1 second here, folks, and I'm going to actually make it so I can see what I'm looking at. There we go. That should be a little bit better.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
So the protagonist is a Finch, or related to the Finches, so that's...
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Anyone reminded of BBC Sherlock right now with the floating text? It's an effective method, admittedly. Nice truck. Very, very old. Oh, that's a Washington State plate by the look of it.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Weird. I mean, the attention to detail certainly seems loving. What's this? Hi, good to see you, Esper Dreams. We'll see you. We'll see you back in a little bit. That is a lovely door. Look at that. Oh, majestic. Okay. So what's my... Okay, there we go.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Okay, so the controls are very different than anything I've ever done before. It seems to be mainly the triggers and the analog sticks.
The house itself had been waiting for me.
Okay, so can we not... I guess we can't get in the front door right now? Maybe it's a... There must be another way into the house, I'm guessing. These missing notices. No doormat, I'm afraid. These missing notices are everywhere. I'm trying to get a better look at it. Milton Finch. Okay. Oh.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Weird. go. Edith Finch sounds like a very interesting person. Alright, let's go. There's gotta be another way to go here. Hi, Irene. And yes, no, I don't appreciate the ads from the Ontario government. Let that be my only statement on politics this evening. I wonder if there'll be something related to the truck. Nope. Alright, so that's... Can we get over... I was wondering if we could get up to the dragon, but apparently not. Okay. Still experimenting a bit with the controls to see what impacts what. The L2 is like a zoom in by the look of it, which could be handy further down the line. Aha! Side door. This is what I was hoping for.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Jesus, that's a big doggy door. Okay. So...
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Oh, interesting. I always love reading book titles in games. I know it's kind of weird, but Raw Fowl, The Northwest Chef, Our Saltwater Yeast, Pleasures of Japanese Cooking, they're all cookbooks. Yeah, Cosmic Cuisine. That's a good one. Okay, well, nothing related to the freezer. That's a charming little kiddie pool. Oh my god. Okay, so that's where we came in. So, or no. No, that isn't where we came in.
For the first time in years.
Look at the date. There's all the people who used to live here. Okay.
I felt like I was home.
Holy moly, she's got a lot of books in here.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Granted, it's weird that they did not vary the book titles more. Very, very strange.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Yeah, no cat would ever be sick of salmon. Yeah, I know. That's a strange little pot, eh? Ah! Oh, look.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Fair enough. That is a ton of salmon. Holy crap. Alright, let's go
Nothing
through.
in the house looked abnormal. There was just Too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
I'm not sure if I find that charming or disturbing. Barbara Finch. It's like a movie set. Was she an actress or something? Okay, let's... So, Barbara... Okay. Died in 1960, according to this. So, the protagonist is actually Edith. Alright. That's really... It's really interesting. I do wish this family tree was a little easier to grok here, but we'll put more of it together, I assume, as we go. Alright.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
That's interesting. Why is she not allowed in the basement? That's never a good sign of anything. The pictures on the wall are interesting. Look at these. It's a loving amount of detail there. Oh my god, I want that coffee table. Look at that. That is a statement piece. I get excited over the strangest things. You'll have to excuse me. I thought there was a...
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Into the swamp, I presume. Yeah, I don't know where I'd put that coffee table. I just want it. Fairly decently modern TV, though, surprisingly. Look at all that.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
They got out of here in a hurry, but why? Look, looks like they have a whole set of those weird eye design pots. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, that's wine.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Okay, that's wine, not blood. I thought it was blood at first. Jesus. These... Oh god, that's... looks so pretty. Like, it'd be so pretty out there from what little I can see. Oh. Could you imagine having that view every day? Oh. Lovely. Alright, we're back in the living room, so I'm gonna Go back through here. And this... Okay, the Right, they turned off the power. That's why. Alright, loving memory, Lewis Finch. Alright, so... I wonder what happened to Lewis exactly. Oh, I have been in here, I just a little different. And that's... just didn't see that my first time through. Alright, so let's refocus here on where we need to go. The stairwell. Looks like they were packing. Aha, there's those missing pages.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
So one brother dead, one missing. Yeesh.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
This is sealed. That's caulking. What's that all about? Also, I am hardly one to talk, but this is an obscene amount of books. Like... just gonna see... That would have been for Edie. Look at the carving there. That's just such loving detail.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Oh. Ugh. Gosh, this would have been a lovely home.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Okay. So mystery key doesn't fit in there either.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
That's so... Oops. Weird.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Oof. Okay, I'm not sure what was up with this family, but I'm a little weirded out. Okay, I'm a lot weirded out, but... Hey, there's the liquor cabinet. Can we open up the liquor cabinet? No, of course not.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oh dear. It's weird how the bedrooms have been maintained, though.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Okay. Did I miss anything? It's a massive house. No, I've not missed anything, I don't think. Okay. So I did see stairs. Oh. My friend Bigfoot.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
She must have been quite famous then. A pie for Piper.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay, so if it's locked, is there a key? Well, I have a key, but I don't see a way to unlock it. Maybe it's just not from this angle. Or from this spot, rather.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Huh.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
That's what it was for in the end.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Looks like he used it as a little secret hideaway.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Oops.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
What a gorgeous room. Molly.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I see. Looks like a jellyfish stuffy there. Oh my goodness. Everything looks... That's a map of the house. This place is weird. Little pendanty thing. I guess that's where I came through from. Here we go.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
I wonder if Edith the First had some really serious problems. Okay, so what do I do from here is the question. Can I go back through the door now? Or, oh, of course it's sealed. Forget these. Gotta remember, these doors are actually sealed up as opposed to just locked. Alright. So it looks like back into the other room. But this one... Wonder what that is. It's not giving me anything to interact with, anyway. Neither is that, though. Aha! Here we go.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh. Wow.
My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Before I leave this room. Goldfish. Creepy. Oh, it's an ensuite. That was not what I was expecting.
Eating.
Weird.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay. I feel like I've entered the Twilight Zone. Can I get anywhere? There we go.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
A lot of stuff is tied to the right trigger, which I'm not used to at all. I lost track of him, guys. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Weird. Okay, I can't seem to... Back here. Okay. It's got to be pointed in the right direction. Come on.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Okay, it's over there. There we go.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
So apparently I'm an owl. This game is a bit of a wild trip.
Rabbits.
Aha. Follow the rabbit. Oh, got one.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
I am varying between being charmed by and being disturbed by. Disturbed by Molly. Alright. I need something bigger, huh? Oops, no. Gotcha.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Okay.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seeds.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm tripping. Like, this is what I imagine tripping feels like. Not that I know from experience or anything, because I really don't, but I am pretty square. But it's a little trickier to navigate here. Having trouble catching a seal. Okay, I have to be pretty well aimed before I hit. Okay, I've got to be pretty much on top of it by the look of things. Oh, come on. Ha ha ha, seal the deal sooner or later. Yes, you're so funny. Alright. Okay. Okay, I think it's because I'm trying to manipulate the angle at the same time. Okay, maybe if I hang out lower down, maybe I'll have better luck. Then I won't have as many issues with the camera. Or maybe they're just out in the open. Yep. I see you. I see you. I see you. I will have... Okay, I think this is my depth perception, actually, so... Come on. Gotcha.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
So I sealed the deal. Oh, but looks like I probably have to do it again. Oh, there it is. The injured one. It's just gotta get close. It should be less of an issue now.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Alright. But am I still a shark? I think I'm a snake. Okay, I think it's this way. We need to...
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, and I moved real quiet. But also, I didn't.
It's singing Drunken Sailor.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
All right.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
We're basically just gliding now across this. It's... whatever this creature is, it moves better in water. Oh.
I got closer and closer.
We're back in Molly's room. Okay, well that's not it. Aha. All my
stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Okay. The hell?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Yikes. Okay. Alright. I think I understand the family tree now, at least.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
That was weird.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
It's creepy how she's got all these, like, little memorials, little, like, grave sites almost inside of her own house.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Alright, so it wasn't unexpected. So,
Edie knit me
illness,
a new
maybe?
pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Oh, that's a classic sewing machine right
Her room
there.
is like a museum.
This whole house is basically a museum. That Skeleton of a dollhouse is kind of neat. Odin Finch. Okay.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
Okay.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Oh, wow.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Sure does. Oh my. Norwegian folk tales. Well, that explains the names. I was wondering about, Odin. If they're from Norway, it would make sense enough. God, even a
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay. So that's how he died.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Look at these other ones, though. Conspiracy Now? Home Movies, Random Junk. Edith interview, must have been from when she refused to go. Sam Photo Award. Huh. Shrine sketches.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house.
Oh.
My mom was furious.
Just wondering if that shrine sketches. Oh, I bet that's for all of those little birdcage shrines she has going there. Alright.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Sympathy card. Wow.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Oh my god. Look, just behold the hideousness. Who?
It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah. Weird. What's this? I see. There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch. What? Oh my goodness.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Well, that's sudden. Oh, is this where she made...
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Is this where Edie made all of her little shrines and stuff? Kind of looks like it might be something like that. Oh my goodness, photo slides. Milton again. Fort Calvin. Oh, I see. Look at all those photo slides. Wow. Okay, so this would... Sam's...
I knew
yeah,
Grandpa
Sam and
had a
Calvin.
twin.
To command center. Fort Calvin. Oh my goodness.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Oh, jeez.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, look at that foot. He's hurt. Signed by a bunch of people. Alright. Can I get off? Or swing?
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
There we go. What just happened around his foot there? Okay, maybe I
At
have to
Barbara's
have
funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
This family just, like, they drop like nobody's business. Alright, I got the swing working now.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Oh no.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that. Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
There we go.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Jesus.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
It's amazing any of these people survive at all, by the sounds of it.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Edie did not deal with grief very well, by the look of it.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Yeah, looks like Sam was... certainly had gifts enough. Oh. Oh, I see. I have to... You have to figure out how things move. It's not always immediately apparent. Nice
The
jack-o'-lantern.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Clearly.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
She really was a big deal by the looks of everything. Barb Street.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Jeez.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, there we go. Wrong way. There we go.
She wound the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
So that's the door to the... Thanks for dropping in, Kate. I really appreciate it. Quite enjoying it so far. All right, let's see.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
One might. Particularly when there's blood present. Or, well, at least looks like blood.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Okay. What am I supposed to do? Just gonna keep randomly hitting things. Fun.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Okay.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Alright. Granted, this whole comic book cell shading thing they've got going on here is kind of cool. Walter.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. It really was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Okay, this is Molly's room. Window?
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Okay, that's...
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Don't you dare trip on that. I don't know what I was expecting from the game, but it was not this.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For
Jeez.
it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Ew!
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
What the hell?
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Eesh. Okay. Well. Yeah. God, these guys all died so young. Yeesh. Ow, this game is making my brain hurt. I really hope that's not actual cake, because that would be really gross. Okay.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I'll have to go and explore that. And flick. Come on out. Which I'm guessing is the next step, because they've put me back down in here. Alright. There it is. The environments are so lovingly done, like you really feel like this was a family home that people actually lived in. Pool table. In an unfinished basement. Oh wait, no, this is the... Isn't this the garage? Did I get... Or not? Looked a lot like the garage there for a second. I'm guessing this is the deadly saw here.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
There's that. There must have been a prototype for the slide. The one that killed him. It looks like a fairly sort of standard, you know, amateur woodworker situation here.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I wonder why. Okay, I'm guessing this way, because at least there's some light.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Okay.
I
Wow.
remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Albinos.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh, honey. Oh, it's like a model kit there. Here's Walter's. He was one of the ones who actually
Goodbye,
lived
everyone.
longer.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Jesus.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine.
I have to... trying to figure out how to... There we go.
That's what kept me sane.
Just gotta get the motion.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Was this his way of escaping the family curse?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Well, this is the year he died, according to that calendar, so...
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave, while I still can.
Huh. Oh, jeez, look at that bunk bed. Okay, how do I get back out is the question. Because I can't... Here it is, yeah.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Crikey.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh no. Oh my god, he got hit by a train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Wow. Oh. Okay.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Well, I'm sure too, sweetie, but... the illusion of outdoors. And I bet that's... There's a crutch right there. Who can blame Walter for being kind of messed up, though, honestly?
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Jesus. Okay. Find the light. Follow the light.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Gosh.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Wow. It's gorgeous scenery, like, holy... God, this story's
To be honest,
tragic.
I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Yeah, you're conveying being lost very, very well.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Up we go.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
I hope you guys are as spellbound as I am, because I am spellbound by this. Holy moly. She's a fantastic
I think we've been surrounded
narrator.
by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
God, that's horrifying.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
My goodness. That is a lovely view, though. Man. Is that where we're headed?
It's embarrassing
Yeah.
for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Lucy, Daisy, Charlie. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. These are so personal. Molly, Calvin, all done with things they loved. Molly. Yeah, pretty and morbid.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Well, considering how they came here, I'm not surprised. It must have affected her deeply.
Poking out of the water at low tide.
Are you serious? The shipwreck is right there. Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh. It's a nice look here back at the house. The very, very strange house. We still haven't been to that
Edie's
upper
side
bit,
was always
really.
easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Sanjay Kumar. Wonder who that is. Haven't seen that listed yet. Haven't seen that name yet. Huh. Alright.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Probably because she didn't want to talk about it anymore. Oh my goodness, this is a screwed up situation.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
What? Okay, yeah, that explains her commentary earlier. Crap. sure what we're headed for here. Oh, there's a ladder. I see it.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
It does seem as much. Come on. There we go.
They were both pretty intense.
You think?
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Here's Sam's little memorial here. 83. Oh gosh, he died fairly young too. Not super young, but way younger than he should have.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Okay.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Okay, where's Dawn?
Not quite.
I'm over here, Dad.
I have to... I can't seem to move the camera that much. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to focus the lens here. Unless it's...
What?
Oh, here we go.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Alright. Probably.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey!
Are these all...
Language.
These all pictures supposed to be pictures of Dawn?
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
It's alright.
Come on already.
Where are you? Alright. Shit, how did I do it? There we go. Come on.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Anything. Particular is supposed to be aiming for here? A moment when you're not sure what you're aiming for. It's okay, we'll find it, and in the meantime, we'll look at some pretty pictures. River. Why not? Oh, wait. That's interesting. Oh, birdie! At least this time we're not a cat.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Oh my gosh! She took a picture of me.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Alright, fine, I'm working on it.
Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish. How to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Oh, look!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Yeesh.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't blame you.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
This game doesn't give you much indication sometimes what you're supposed to do, but you kind of have to be experimental with the buttons. But it's all the right trigger, and
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish she could have told us. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I mean, she wasn't like nobody was watching him. He was a year old. Like, jeez. Well,
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
the use of text in this game is beautifully done. I have to say. Oh, here we go.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
You have to get the letter
I tried to talk him out
spinning.
of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
This one won't erase. Okay. Let's do a full spin about. See if anything happens. Oh, here we go.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Okay. Can we... Looking for more words. It's kind of like it's a bunch of, you know, little mini games almost. All with the same set of controls, but work slightly differently. I don't seem to be able to move Sam. Oh. Oh.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Oh my goodness.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
The Finch punk, apparently. Oh. Greg, be a baby. Oh. House rules. Different light switches. Emergency evacuation plan. I suppose they were a lot more prepared after all these horrible things that already happened. Ready to eat meals? Probably for Walter in the basement. Yeah, I know. Like you'd certainly hope so, wouldn't you? Okay, we're back into Sam's room. Granted.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Okay. The first wife who did not properly supervise their child, and therefore their child died. Like, okay, so far up until this point, there hasn't been too much in the way of backtracking. So I'm gonna double check here to make sure I didn't miss anything. Because if we look at the menu here, everyone's being filled in. And if folks are willing to stay around, I'll keep playing for a bit, because I honestly don't think there's that much of the game left. Oh, here. This is where I'm supposed to go.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh. Oh, what a cute bedroom. Oh my goodness. Okay, I dig the Bible less, but I was really digging the room until I saw the Bible.
My mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Oh, fair enough.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, Sanjay was... okay. Fly to India. Dawn Finch. Looks like a volunteer. Okay, I kind of have more respect for her mom now. Let's see, let's zoom in. Oh, she was cute. Look at that. Planning her majors. Well, clearly she had some inspiration.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
I mean, in her
Louis
case, I wouldn't blame her.
later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Oh. Little gardens-ish.
And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
So this is the up high bit. This strange little tower that the house has.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Louis rules. Family history, fact or fiction. Jeez. Looks like they were homeschooled.
But it didn't last.
No, it never does. The Curse by Edith Finch. This would be... Is this where she was... Did she not go to a regular school? So it all looks pretty modern. That's a book by her mother on teaching. Holy shit. What's this? Relief efforts end in disaster. Oh dear.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Man, any 10-year-old would be in love with this. Hell, I'm in love with it.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
There's the motion. So the family artist. Aww.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So she wouldn't even really remember him. My goodness. Louis is a whole other matter, though.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yeah, she's probably not old enough to really remember Milton, but she'd be old enough to remember, you know,
whatever Milton had found in the house,
searching for
Mom
him.
didn't want it getting out.
Okay, that didn't actually lead anywhere. Question is, where to now? Granted, did we look at this? You can't seem to interact with it, though. Okay, I think we're running into the same issue here. I must have missed a way to go. So there's got to be a way through from Milton's castle. Oh my goodness. I see what happened. Wonder what happened to the poor kid. Because that door is sealed like all the rest. Just wondering if they'd give you an option to look through the eye hole there. Alright, I must have missed something. Because I think all we have left now is to find out about Lewis. Which seems to be the whole... Well, there really doesn't seem to be anything else up here, though. Alright. Okay. If anyone spots anything that I'm missing, just give me a shout in the chat. Again, all these...
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Oh, geez, that stairwell. That would be the next place to go.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Right, she said the
Everyone always told me to
salmon.
stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Okay, so the stairwell up is there. But I'm thinking this is where we have to go. This house just got stranger and stranger, you know, as they kept adding on to it. Maybe a sign of how... I don't know, I have this feeling that Edie was not well.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I see. Liked his weed, did he? Aww. Aww.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Locker contents.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
Okay. This button I
In our
need.
sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
I see. I wondered why the controls were
I asked
different.
him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
This is interesting because you've got so this bit here with the little guy, it's the left analog, but you can still do the fish thing. With the right analog and the trigger.
I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
This is all really trippy.
He talked about starting a band.
This is like trying to play too many games at once. I mean, they don't seem to penalize you for not doing the fish thing, but
every day his imagination grew stronger.
He's not thus far.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
We're writing his delusions now.
The queen was on her own quest for
do radiant rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Okay, I keep knocking down the rainbows. Okay, okay.
He followed the sound of her.
Ooh, sitar, sitar.
Electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Sounds like a real case of delusions of grandeur,
Louis
right?
was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
That was weird.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know.
Well, that's clearly his locker.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Just keeps going through the motions. Dick, look at him. That's so creepy.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Look at how all the companions are faceless. Oh. Poor kid was really ill.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown.
This could have so easily been a horror game.
Bend down his head.
Oh no! Oh.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh my goodness. Well, no, it's not. Well,
My brother
sort
was
of.
really cool. I wish you could have met him.
My brain was really trying not to go to guillotine. Like, I wasn't surprised by it, I was just horrified. Here we go. Out this door here.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
So this was her old room, her old space. Oh.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Okay, so that I think is where Dawn was. That was actually Dawn's room, and up here is Edith's. Look at all the origami everywhere.
But it had to end one way or another.
Yeah, they had
All
to
that's
leave.
left now was to tell you about that last night.
Oh my goodness.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, You know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Plunderbox. Store your shit perfect for stacking. That's okay. That's
Edith has
pretty
a right
funny.
to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Huh.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Okay.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
In bed by the look of it.
That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Wow.
Or maybe I came back to them.
That's a sewing table.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Oh, I see.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh, no.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Wave her hand.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
She tried to outrun it.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Oh, goodness.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow. That is a trip. Well, I have to say that was sad and tragic and lovely all at the same time. And the end explains the title, I guess. This is quite the credit sequence here. Well, I'll let this run in case there's anything. I don't know if there's anything post-credits or not, but we'll let it run to see. But yeah, thanks, Johan. I guess we're getting so far in the credits. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm not sure if enjoyed is the right word. It's a lovely piece of art that makes you think, and you know, it doesn't come up with the answers, which you think you'd be bothered by almost, but I'm kind of not. I kind of admire Edith's acceptance. Yeah, this game sure is something. Oh, there's Walter's canned peaches. Oh. It seems like a very heartfelt game to me, and a lot of care and attention went into this. And, you know, it just makes it all the more impactful. I mean, heck, several times I've caught myself admiring textures or, you know, the little details of the house. I mean, you all heard me. Trick or treat, smell my feet, scarred for life too. Sometimes it's just so good to, it's so interesting to read stuff. The Edith Finch team. Wow, what a melancholy game. Oh my goodness. Well, folks, I'm gonna sign off, but if you want more of the XP Billionaires, come join us. Rafe streams tomorrow night at 7. Irene streams at 7 o'clock on Thursday, and our website is xpbillionaires.wordpress.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.